All right, so we discussed pre-call automations. The pre-call automations are going to be handled for triggering calls directly from your CRM without you having to lift a finger. It just runs on autopilot. So pipeline changes, tags added, whatever happens inside your CRM in which you need to call this prospect, it will do it automatically. Now we kind of have to worry about what we're going to do once this call's been conducted and how we're going to send data back. And this is going to be our post-call automation. What we're going to do in order to do this is we're going to come into automations, create a new automation here, obviously. And in order to send a post-call automation, we need to click on this trigger here called on-call completed. Once that call has been completed in a certain agent, you're going to select that here. It's going to give you this standard payload. It's going to come with the metadata that you originally passed into it, like I showed you in the pre-call automations video. The transcript, the summary, the recording URL, the tags, the duration, all of this is going to be found inside of this payload. And it's super easy. You could take this information, that's just the standard information, recordings, URL, summary, transcript, tags. You could take all that information, easy enough, just send off a webhook directly to your platform if it's not found on here. If it is, you could just, update a contact or create a contact using that data. But I really want to show you for all use cases. So I'm going to be using webhooks here. Same thing. It's actually easier in my opinion. But let's say you wanted more than just recording URL, summary, transcript, and tags. Let's say you wanted an exact answer for something that they said inside the conversation. Maybe you asked a specific thing inside of this call and you just need that data set to be inputted into your CRM. We're going to be using extraction fields for that. Or we could even use the custom AI feature as well that allows you to run a prompt and kind of generate specific output. But for this, we're going to be extracting what the caller mentioned or caller's intentions via this extraction fields. So we're going to input the transcript into the input data. This is what it's going to be reading from. And then we're going to start adding the fields that we want to extract. So maybe we asked height. Maybe we asked how tall they were inside this conversation, and now we want to extract that. We're then going to say the caller's height as the description. And maybe you want the output to be conducted in a certain way. You could have custom instructions here, but something as simple as this is fine. And then maybe we also want shoe size. The caller's shoe size. Maybe for custom instructions, if we don't want to accept blank answers, I could say if the caller didn't say their shoe size, answer with null and nothing else. So this could go on and on and on about the extraction fields that you want to have here. We could then generate that. And I'll actually show you one more thing. We could run a custom prompt that says, take the transcript below and give me a scale of 1 to 10, how likely they are to convert. I don't know, this is a very basic prompt you would have to add on top of this, but you could only respond with the number and nothing else. We would then put the transcript here and let the LLM kind of run a prompt that we could put inside of our CRM. So boom, just like that. Now we extracted some fields from the conversation. We ran a prompt that says how likely is this person to convert. And then we're either going to just directly input it through a native integration here. Basically, if you're using, HubSpot, you would basically do an if-else statement. If contact exists, then update a contact. If they don't exist, create a contact. And you could do that all on the platform. But I want to make this easy for you guys, and I want it to kind of translate to different places. So in this case, I'm going to be sending a webhook back to our CRM. You could do this with any CRM that's reputable, at least, via their automations. In this case, I'll do it with Go High Level, GHL. What we'll do is we will make this trigger a webhook. Get the inbound webhook URL. Put it inside of here. Make it a post method. And then we're going to put inside the body. We don't need any headers here, so we're going to put inside the body everything that we need. So let's go name, email, phone number, transcript, summary, recording, and then what do we ask? Height, shoe size, and rating of what we said at 1 out of 10. And just give me a second here because now I gotta match all of these up, so it might take a second. So just like that, we have all this data. The name all the way down to recording could be found inside of the standard payload. So the on-call completed payload, height and shoe size could be found inside the extraction fields, and the rating could be found inside the custom prompt. Just navigate it right here. After that, let's go ahead and send this data through. And you'll notice that it comes right here. And now we have all the data from our call directly inside of our CRM. So now it's going to create or update the contact based on what we said here. And we're just going to go ahead and add the fields where they need to be added. So like you should have correlated fields that you're going to be adding this payload into. I mean, I don't, because this is an example, but let's say contact source was the height field. We then just simply align everything into its correct spot. And just like that, I mean, you can see where I'm going here. You're just aligning all the contact information where it belongs. And with that information that's passed in, you could start making dashboards and analytics and kind of show and display exactly what the results are like coming in. There's so many things you could end up actually doing, but this is just getting the data inside your CRM. Once the data is inside your CRM, there's a million different ways you could track the analytics. But to give you a rundown, what we did here, we had a call that was completed. We then extracted the height and shoe size from this call, assuming that we asked these questions. We ran a custom prompt that says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are they to convert? You can only respond with the number. So now it gives us the height, shoe size, and the rating directly from an LLM. Then we're going to send that via a webhook. Webhook gets caught inside of your CRM. After it gets caught, it's going to create or update your contact inside of your CRM. There's so many different things you could do after this, but that's just going to be sending the data back into your CRM after a call.